Hello, good morning. This is Startup City speaking. Now, I would like to address a little issue when it comes to founders of companies that many people don't know. Usually, because of the hurdles that they have to go through in assembling their businesses together and collaborating with people, they're having to deal with a lot of characters. And at the time when in history those who have started their businesses, health wasn't considered that much, and something called personalities wasn't articulated properly as it is today. It's only in the 19th century, mid 19th century, where it was articulated in a proper manner by psychologists in identifying who is an architect, who is a commander, who is an ambassador. As much as we would like to believe that they were outlined properly long before, over time it has morphed, if I may say so, into a variety of patterns. Founders usually find themselves having to deal with people who don't really think of businesses the way they do, and they find themselves in situations where they are under heavy stress, and to keep principles that would enable their businesses to grow, confrontations on a lot of matters had happened, where some had lost their lives too early, some had lived quite long enough. And the first thing that my advice would be is to consider the health situations at different age levels that people who start their businesses, who run their businesses, are in. A lot of people refrain from addressing their emotional state when it comes to dealing with family members who, one way or the other, would find themselves being at an emotional state where there is squabbles and fights. And if you can see today what's happening with the royal families, you would know that owners of businesses always have ups and downs, and over generations of successes of um businesses that they do, they would lose their positions and fall under riots and revolutions. So, assuming that a business person who handles a business shouldn't have ups and downs is rather ridiculous. Keeping an upright state of mind always is not possible. So you see different projections of emotions between sadness and anger and anguish and happiness and being grumpy, and that is to indicate to people that people are human beings regardless of their positions. and whoever works with the founder, whoever works with the CEO, should not expect fireworks all the time. There are downtimes to businesses, and you're worried about whether you're going to succeed at the job or not, and then you're having to deal with all sorts of people who also want to keep their power, and in trying to keep their powers, you end up being in dangerous situations. And then there are times when you are really safe and secure. So the portrayal of people in business who are owning and managing people, just as diverse as societies are, so are the emotions that are diverse. And saying that someone has to be this way or that way is, I think it's, I don't want to use any kind of abusive words on this, but it's senseless. In the work environment, there are always disputes and there are always conflicts of interest, because people want to keep their competitive stance between colleagues, who wants to be praised and who wants to be cajoled and who wants to be patted on the back. All of these transitions, they eventually end up affecting a person's health. And saying that a business must continuously be on top is ridiculous. How the founder feels, how the executives, the directors, the assistants, how they feel, they vary, they fluctuate. It's like a heartbeat. And making sure that everybody falls in line requires so many processes and procedures that you see all the explosions now with social media. People are getting very overwhelmed by what's going on and how come so much news and information is. Let me be honest, social media is no different from what newspapers, radio, television used to be. It's just that social media right now is a platform where everybody can be who they want to be and show what they can. I am a founder of my business, and I know my hurdles. I know the periods when I need to relax and be quiet and let everybody else do whatever they want to do, because that's delegation. You cannot control everybody, because in the process of trying to control everyone, you end up losing yourself. So remembering and going back to where you started is very essential to anyone who has ever started in business or manages people. So get to know what personality is, evaluate yourself as a personality, your character, choose whichever path you want to take in the meantime, and then reverse back again and find yourselves back again. Because at the end of the day, regardless of how much businesses you're going to take or carry on your shoulders, you are still an individual. You are still supposed to retain and be who you want to be within steps that are reasonable. I don't know how how clear I can explain this verbally. In written form, it's very easy. How to express all the 16 personalities, they come in different stages. There are some people who forever remain analysts. There are some people who remain commanders. There are some who remain, if I should remember now, all the 16 advocates and dreamers. And yeah, on the comment sections I will put it down. So the essence of this video is for people to realize that even if you are an employee or you are an owner of a business, you have to check your health both physically and mentally, because you could break down, but you need to still continue doing your business because you are alone. You need to sustain your life. You need to work things out. And at those points when you are low, you lose. And then when you get higher, after you've recovered, you come back again and you're fresh new start. You have to have an identity of some kind, and your identity is from your name, your personal name, and projected through your business. So you keep that personality, you keep that energy drive, and you move ahead as you can. You have to accept when you're going to lose. You're going to have to regenerate yourself into a newer person. You cannot be a child forever. And there is a stage where you become like a child again. So I am back to what I used to be when nobody else sees me. This is Startup City speaking. Personal revelations. Hello.